Thank you, everybody. Okay, I will try to wrap up within 30 minutes because I think some of you are hungry. Okay. So, I need to have a disclaimer. That's my dog. Her name is Peanut. So basically what I'm sharing here, right, is really strictly for motivation purpose. There's no intention of showing off or anything, okay? Okay, so just a little bit of myself. You see the logo here, right? These are all the places that I have worked. I started working at the age of 13 years old in Burger King. Why is that so? Because I wanted to have money to do my own shopping. So I started working in Burger King at the age of 13 years old. I wake up at 5:30, I leave the house at 6 o'clock, so I am the morning crew. So back then, my hourly rate, right, is $1.10. Okay, so I remember during that time there was this pastry in Burger King. Nobody sell it, I don't know why. So because I saw the product is there, nobody sells, so I tell myself, let me try selling because I'm the counter crew. So I started marketing every day. Every customer come in, I propose this great Danish pastry to them. In the end, I sold so many that my manager was very impressed. I got the staff of the month and they increased my pay. You know how much they increased my pay? $1.20. But I was very happy because I worked very hard for it. So my pay from $1.10 to $1.20. Later on, when I go into secondary, Sec 2, Sec 3, I work in a supermarket. So I ever sold Li Xingji Hao You, okay? I sold pizza, I sold Japanese food as well. Then after my O level, I went to work in FJ Benjamin. So I sell expensive swimming costume, things like that. And I also work in silver shop. So my pay 1,002. But today, then after that, I graduated from ITE. I went to work as an accounting admin, and my last round pay was 1,009. So 26 years with AIA. Now I earn a 6-digit income a year. Okay. So my life with AIA. Okay. So I joined in 1998 June. I served as the MDRT ambassador until today. Last year I was the EXCO member. So I do mentor program for aspirant and MDRT as well. I also sign up myself as the LPA ambassador with APC. So basically, I talk about LPA for client to get them to do this important part of the financial planning. Okay. Then I was awarded Hall of Fame in 2021. Then last year I did executive PWM, I did 4 times COT and 9 times Centurion. So 26 years in AIA is not an easy feat. So I think you have to ask yourself why. So my why, right, is my parents. On the left, my dad this year is 84, turning 86, yeah. My mom is 83. So I come from a very poor family, low-income family background. So of course my parents are only like very 2 graduate. My dad worked as an advertising artist. You know, Qingdao Pijiu. My dad drew the Qingdao Pijiu signboard, banner, and all those things. Okay. So when I was young, I remember my parents had to work a few jobs. My mom has to be a seamstress, babysitter. So since young, I can take care of baby very well. I can change diaper, feed milk, pet them to sleep. I'm very expert in doing that. Then of course we have 4 children. They have 4 children, so we don't really have a full meal, but we are very happy all living in the same house. So my parents give me very good value to say that always give when you can. Even you have $1, just give 50 cents. If you can bless people, just do it. So they, since young, they give me very good value. So of course they are low educated and we come from a very poor family, right? They always hope that the children can be lawyer, doctor, because with good income, right, then you can live a better life. So because I'm IT graduate and I don't like to study, so I'm constantly hungry and thinking how can I earn money as much as a lawyer or doctor, right, to give them the best of life, right? Okay, next slide. So you see, in our business, right, a lot of people say, wow, how do this person do MDRT? How do they do COT or TOT? It always seems impossible, right, until it is done. So you look at the iceberg. Okay. People always see the tip of the iceberg. Wow, wow, wow. Like those people who went Iceland 2 years ago, right? We were very mesmerized by, wow, the iceberg, very nice. Okay. When you see the tip of the iceberg, it's like, oh, people relate success. But what you actually see at the bottom of the iceberg, right, is all this hard work. Early morning, late night, persistency, hard work. People also tell me, wow, you do so well. It's very easy for you to do Centurion or COT. Actually, it's not easy, you know. I work really, really hard. Every time when I go for appointment, I will spend 2 hours to 2.5 hours preparing for the appointment. Okay, I can finish my proposal at 2:30. Next morning when I meet my client at 8 a.m., the presentation only takes 30 minutes. But it's okay because this is the hard work that I want to put in to make an appointment a good one. I don't want to waste my client time, I also want to waste my time. Okay. So, you see, all of you are sitting here, I believe, and you will also agree with me that this is one of the best business in the world. Okay, we are also the best salesperson in the world because why? We sell intangible asset. Intangible asset is something that you cannot feel, you can only visualize and see. So we are so good at selling intangible asset that we can create multiple flow of assets for client, protecting breadwinner, benefiting widows and children in times of emergency. We have the power to give money through AIA with proper financial planning. So throughout my 26 years, it's not an easy feat. Okay. So my first breakthrough was when I hit my first convention in Shanghai. Last time when we qualified for convention, right, they have a half-day seminar. So the speaker will encourage people who are first-time qualifiers, right, to stand up and everybody applaud. For that moment, right, I feel all the spotlight are shining on me. I feel really, really good. So I tell myself, okay, every year I want to qualify for a convention. So that's how the thing started. So another breakthrough that I have for myself, in April 2020, COVID set in. Then everybody work from home, a lot of anxiety, don't know how is it, things like that. But I also thank LIA for the change of CI definition. So I didn't allow myself to sing deeper, but instead, right, I remember the definition changed in August or September. So only in mid-July, right, I started calling all my clients. So I managed to close the 18,000 FIC in August. In September, right, I closed 34,000 FIC. Despite what is going on, like rush of time and all these things. So the third challenge I have is in November 21, my mom diagnosed with first-stage breast cancer. Okay, so I was the main caregiver during that time. I have to check in myself in the hospital. I cannot go anywhere. So my bestie was saying that because my bestie is the one that always track number. Maybe some of you have met her before, Wei Ling. Last year she came to the district to share. Okay, so she always a number person. She will tell me, do you check your commission statement, all these things, but I really don't check. So when she checked the result during December, she said, hey, actually we are very close to COT, do you want to run? I said, okay, let's do it. So within 2 weeks, right, I call all my clients again, meet up, do what I need to do, and I cleared my first COT. Okay. So the next one that I had is 2 years ago, my mom contracted COVID, heart attack. So she was in and out. I go to hospital every day for 3.5 months. Okay, because I'm the main caregiver. Then my doctor was also doing PSLE. So by the time my mom discharged from hospital in end September, right, I look at my sales, right, wow, jialat. I'm down by 42%. So my goal every year is to hit minimally Centurion. How to do 42, down by 42% by September. I said, okay, that one, just believe that I will do it, okay? Then I still go for holiday in November, you know, wow, already short so much, you want to go for holiday. But never mind, I believe I can do it. So, true enough, I didn't give up. December, I also topped 38,000 FIC. Okay. Then, of course, January, some of the kids flew over. For the first time in my life, right, I got 935% growth in my sales. Okay. Okay. So I was sharing with you, my parents give me very good value. Sadly to say, my mom passed on last year July due to pneumonia, 83 years old. So I brought my dad to Xi'an and Chengdu because one of the bucket lists for him is to watch the Big Mario. But during that time, my mom was admitted. So I came back, she was discharged, readmitted again, but she never came out. Okay, so I took a week off to settle funeral matters, and then by July, by the time I settled the funeral, I look at how much I'm short. Then I tell myself, okay, mommy, this is for you. So I cleared my centurion in July as a gift to my mom. So when things are more settled down, right, somewhere maybe September, I never did TOT before, and I really want to honor my mom because all what I have did all these things, right, is only possible because I have very good supporting parents. I can go for convention trip even when my children are very small. I can go for late appointment. My parents will not chase me. What time you're back? Can you go and fetch your children? So they give me really, really good support. So I want to run TOT for my mom. So the funny thing is, I tell a lot of people, okay, I'm going to run TOT. But wow, the pressure starts to build up. Then you know what happened? In the end, my bestie told me, hey, you actually calculate wrongly. You cannot do TOT by this year. So for that moment, right, I was very relieved, you know, wow, hey, I don't need to run until xiao. But I tell myself, never mind, if I didn't do TOT this year, I still have this year to run. So I give myself a second challenge. I want to run a second centurion in September. So I continue to meet a lot of people, make calls and things like that. But in the end, I did 1.5 times centurion. So last year I clocked 154,000 FYC. Okay? Yeah. So what are my atomic habits? Actually, for me, I feel that we are all self-employed. We need to be really hardworking because this is your business, right? And nobody die of hardship in Singapore, right? As long as you work hard, you don't die, right? So I believe that if you keep working hard, you don't give up, right? One day, you will be there. Okay, you can make impossible to possible. So I will share with you what are the things that I do. Okay, so self-employed means a lot of time you need to be motivated to make a call. Okay, so discipline, right? On every Monday, I will come to office for in the lunchtime. Then afternoon, I will start to do my call. Every week, I will set 6 to 8 appointments for myself. So by Monday evening, if I don't get 6 appointments, Tuesday morning I will continue. I will make sure I have 6 to 8 meetings with clients, be it claim, opening or closing. Okay. So after that, for my appointments, right, I always have this habit to think ahead. Thinking ahead means I have to spend time doing the products policy summary. Then I will run through what are the things that I have spoke to my client the last round. Why didn't they pick up the plan? So I will also look at what is their current stage. Because I believe that when I prepare for an appointment, I even visualize what objection they will give me. So by you preparing all these things, right, when during the appointment your client show you any objection or things like that, you are able to handle. Okay, so that will stream down a lot of unnecessary waste of time or like they are not ready. Okay, so I do it that way. Then for me, I always sow seed and water my plants. So what do I mean by sow seed, right? Every time when I close sales with my client, most clients will have parents. So I will ask them, how old are your parents? What are they doing? Are they retired? So I will also ask them that, does your parents have insurance? Have you thought about if one day they need to be admitted, right? Will you be the sole person taking care of the medical costs? So that set them thinking. So some people ask, so I say that never mind, maybe next round we will meet again to talk about it. So this is what I sow seed. So why sowing seed is important, right? Sometimes when you meet a client to close a case, you don't want to do it again immediately because it could be a big premium. So like maybe end of the year when you're running for your last step, right, you can always go back to this client to ask them, remember I spoke to you about your parents' insurance, do you think we can revisit now? So you need to sow seed along the way. So if you sow seed correctly, constantly, you will never run out of leads to call or who to call and things like that. Okay? Yeah. So one of the things that I do is, okay, I don't use iSmart or iResource to close cases or do my presentation. This pizza pie is I self-created. Okay, it's a bit small, but I'll just run through very quickly. So I always, okay, so you see insurance can be quite a complex product. So many things, so many terminology. So I try to simplify for client. So I'll tell them that, okay, for all my clients, right, I will make sure my client have this piece of pizza pie. Each piece of pizza pie will address your need at a different stage of life. So for number one, is hospitalization plan. So under hospitalization plan, I will talk about health shield, rider, and then I will also talk about hospital income. So because nowadays we have to pay 5% for the co-insurance, right? If a client have a hospital income, then they can use the hospital income to cover the 5%. Okay. Then number two is PA. I really love to sell PA. So my PA is always plan 3 or plan 2 with all the optional benefit. Okay, so this is this is how I do. Then we'll talk about critical illness. So critical illness, I will also explain what is early, major, then what is the recommended amount at the bottom. Because I think a lot of time people also say, I don't know how much should I buy, is it enough, why would people want to buy so much CI? So with this chart, right, you condition the client mind that this is what they need to do. Then also talk about disability is totally irrevocable in that sense. If you paralyze from waist down means you're paralyzed, you can't even go back to work. So I also joke with my client, I say, okay, if one day the person is paralyzed, you want to go and sell tissue paper. You know how many people sell tissue paper at the MRT station or the market? So you also have competition if you want to sell tissue paper. If one day this person is going to be in a wheelchair, you know, keep them thinking. It's like not so easy. You know, if you don't do planning, even you want to sell tissue paper, you also meet with competition. Then I will talk about if let's say you have asset, then okay, most people will have asset. So I'll tell them, if your parents leave you a 5 million private property, and your parent is no longer around, they're still alone, are you happy or are you sad? The property is worth 5 million, you know, but there is a loan of 3 million. For me, I'll be very sad, you know. You're not leaving me asset, you know, you're leaving me liability. I'll be very angry, you know. You want to leave, you leave asset, don't leave liability. So these are the things that I will talk to clients, right, to keep them thinking why they should buy mortgage insurance, why they should do proper planning. Then the last one will be education, retirement planning. So how I always explain to clients from point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's just like when you build a house, you build the foundation. When you build your foundation right, correctly, very stable, then the last one, right, is retirement. Then we talking about retirement investment. Another way why I do this is also because like clients always go to the bank, right? The bank just sell them a 10,000 policy and things like that, and there's no servicing. So I always tell them, you can, if you buy from the bank, you don't have foundation. In the event yesterday you have a critical illness, right? Your investment, right, will all collapse because you have to terminate the plan, you lose money, and this investment plan also can't help you to pay for high medical bills and things like that. Okay, so this is one of the things I do. Any question on pizza pie? Oh, okay, I think because it's a bit too small, you can't really see the content. Maybe next one? Yeah. So what I also, my habit of doing it, right, I love to send messages. So I don't use iSmart, the send message. I personalize a message to send to my client every year. Okay, so every day morning 9 to 9:30, I will text my client happy birthday and things like that. Then I will move on with my day. Okay. So nowadays when clients have to do surgery, you will know when they do surgery, right? Because of LOG. So I will indicate in my phone as a reminder. One day before their surgery, I will tell them, wishing you a smooth surgery tomorrow. You know, just to let them know that you are there, you remember. Is there anything you want to ask me? Just I'm here now. You know, give them the assurance. Okay, you are richer. Okay, nowadays I still help my client to do claims. I prefer to do claims myself. Even the client can do it. So every time when e-doc send a letter to say that, oh, your claim has been approved, you will receive the e-doc, right? I will screenshot the document and send it to my client. So I'll tell them that, Winnie, your claim of $560 is approved. You are richer by $560 a day. Okay. Actually, you don't have to do that. But why I do that? Because we sell intangible asset. If you don't appear more time in front of your client, right, your client may not remember you, or you will not be the first priority when it comes to insurance. Okay. Then travel message, also do travel insurance. So every time when they travel 1 year before, I also tell them, have a smooth trip. Please make sure you keep the boarding pass and all these things. Okay. Then even like mammogram, colposcopy, I will also send them the soft copy to remind them to retrieve the copy in the in the AIA Plus app. Okay. So for us, we are all very busy people, so I always have this belief that to waste time is to save time. So what I mean by that? Okay, nowadays e-filing is very, very convenient, but I will still ask my client to send me the discharge summary, the test result. Okay, you know why? Okay, you see, when somebody want to claim, right, they want to get their money back, right? They very kanchiong. Whatever you ask, right, they will give it to you. But if you want to close a case on them, let's say they have past medical history, you ask them to go and download this one pay, right? Sometimes they will grumble, so many things. So what I ask during claim, right, is when I ask for discharge summary and test result, they will give me, they will not say no. So I will scan them and put it in my folder. So the next round when I want to propose CR or when they buy a new plan, right, I can just pull out this medical record and submit to you and I. So that will save a lot of time, ding dong, getting a letter of consent and all these things. So this is one of the habits that I do. I also have a lot of template to compare what is Health Shield Max A, what is Health Shield Max B. For me, I like to give very precise and clear information to my client. I don't like to have so many messages coming because can you imagine if one day you have 15 customers text you, how many times you have to repeat the message? So you have to keep ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, and it becomes very unproductive. So later I'll show you what are the templates that I use for myself. I also have a telephone list. So if I call this person, the person not ready to buy, I will put them in 6-month call list, the SOCIP list. So I can always follow up. Okay. Then we'll also talk about beneficiary LPA. I find that when you talk about beneficiary and LPA, you get to know a little bit more deeper about what the client wish is. Okay, then from there you can also ask for referral. Okay. So I also use OneDrive a lot. We have Microsoft, right? Did anybody utilize the OneDrive free storage? The one is very useful. Yeah, you can store a lot of things inside. When you're on the go, then you can just retrieve from here. Okay, so these are some of the templates that I do. The first one is I download the complimentary letter, then I'll send to client. So this is what I will send to my client, give them the step how to retrieve. The second one, after I close the case, now beneficiary is all digital. So I will also ask them, can you provide me all these things? Then to expedite the thing, so I will key in and send them the link. Okay. So the right hand side one is the travel insurance reminder. So every time when my client has travel insurance, after I send them the policy, I will also send them this to remind them, keep boarding pass, you must see doctor within 2 days. If there's an accident, you must consult doctor overseas. Okay. Why is this important, right? It's because if you verbally tell the client, honestly, they won't remember. So when you give them this, right, one look, if they have to claim, right, they will refer back to your message. That will also cut down a lot of question or argument, or you didn't tell me and all these things, because everything you need to do for a claim is all stated down here. Okay, next slide.
Time's up.
Still have 7 minutes. Okay. Then, this is the LPA, how I arrange for my client to do the online LPA thing. Then this is my telephone list. So I will list down who are the clients that I want to talk about protection, like CI, hospitalization. Then who are the clients that I want to target for PWV or all these things. Then, the right hand side is the one that I spend a lot of time explaining what is Health Shield A and Health Shield B. So a lot of people will ask, right, especially now premium increase so frequently every year. Every time last time I used to think of a reason to explain, but now I just tell them, yeah, if AIA or the insurer don't increase premium, right, then you should find it weird, because it's a norm. Premium will increase every year, okay? So then of course increase, some of them will ask, I want to downgrade, what is the benefit of things like that? So when I do this comparison to show client, right, 80% after I show, they say, never mind, I will remain as Health Show Go Max A because they see the vast difference. I don't send brochure because I think it's very difficult for a layman to read. So I summarize the very important point, like your pre and post is 30 months, your claim limit is 2 million. Yeah, but if you go to government, it's only 6 months, 180 days. Okay, next one. Then, okay, so this is the one I sent to my client. So they say, okay, I'm going to have a claim. So what should I do? So I say, okay, you send me the final bill. You will receive in 3 to 4 weeks' time. Prepare discharge summary. Give me all the investigation result. If the doctor were to discharge you, ask for a discharge memo and all these things. Okay, so all these are very systematic. You cannot tell me, oh, don't have. Because I will tell you, you have to provide me all this. So all these things I will scan in my OneDrive for my future case submission. Okay, so I use a lot of OneDrive. So these are individual client has a folder. So every time when they buy a policy, right, I will download and then save into the individual file. So even like counter offer, maybe PwCC has counter offer. So instead of going to iSmart, so many steps, right? I just go to OneDrive. I go into that folder. All those questionnaire, counter offer is all there. So I speed up a lot of my process. Okay, yeah. Then okay, yeah. Okay. So I think in this business, right, if you are long enough to the business, right, you really have to show gratitude and thankful. Okay. When I first started, it's really tough. I do cold call, door knocking, HDB, so people landlord me, things like that. I go to industrial in the hot afternoon to do door knock. So of course, I'm very grateful to those people to say no to me. Why? If everybody say yes, right, I'll be very complacent. There's no challenge, ma. Everything you say yes, I just take it as a norm to do it. But if you say no to me, right, I'm a person who hardly accept no as an answer because I want to make impossible to possible. Okay, and because my passion for this business is so good, right, I don't believe I cannot make impossible to possible. So when people say no, that makes me more hungry, right, to convert the person into a yes. So I'm thankful. Okay. Also, thank your leaders and directors. They really try very hard to help each and every one of us, right, to grow in this business. Okay. Otherwise, there's no point for you to be in this business. I have seen some people who maybe just bring in 10,000 a year, but I will tell them if you are earning 10,000 FYC a year, it's better that you go back to a normal job. You know, like why you have to come into this business and you're not helping people to grow their portfolio or planning for people. Okay. Also thank your family for missing some important time, like when you're home, you have to be out meeting client, bringing the bread home. Thank them for their understanding. Okay, and like for me, my parents, they really help me a lot. So every time when I don't have an appointment, I will make a point to bring them out for food, all these things, okay? Then, okay, this business, because you're self-employed, right, it's a very lonely business. I'm not sure if you all agree. Although you have colleagues, but many times you're on your own. So in order to stay consistent in this business and stay long in this business, right, it's always good to find a bestie or a mentor. Okay, because when you have a buddy system, right, when you're down, your buddy will push you up. So you all run together, don't run alone. If you want to go fast, you run alone. You want to go far, you run together. Okay, that's why I think today the kickoff also talk about togetherness. Okay, so so these are my family and my bestie. So Ron Ting, okay, we get to rub shoulder during convention in Iceland. We both miss our flight. So why we kiss the boarding pass, right? Because we have been going to the British Airways counter every few hours begging for the next flight out. Every few hours the person sees us, ayo, these two girls again, you know, we go so often. So when we finally got the boarding pass, right, it's better than striking first prize, you know. It's like, yeah, we can finally fly out of London to Iceland, okay? So Wei Ling, I think they all saw her last year. We travel a lot. We also talk about, we will also share about 酸甜苦辣 of the business, you know, like, wow, this client so demanding, or things like that. When we have good day, we also share. Then this is my MDRT family, okay, that's my sister who is wheelchair bound due to an accident. She's a firm believer I'm also grateful to my elder sister because she's a firm believer in insurance, right? She keep educating me about insurance. That create interest in me. So when I come into the business, right, I gradually love this business deeper and deeper. Then there's my second sister. Then there's my family. So my father and mother. Okay, next slide. So okay, I guess in this business, right, if you mix with the good people, you set your goal clear, and your intention is pure by helping clients to grow, to protect them, and mix with the right people to have positive energy, right, you will not go wrong. So just stay focused and be unstoppable, okay? Okay, so it's not the mountain that conquer, but ourselves. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you.